Choose life. Choose a job. Choose a career. Choose a family.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the best songs to appear on major motion picture soundtracks. We won't be considering songs that achieved their primary fame and recognition prior to their movie's release.
Everyone deserves a chance to fly.
Number 100, Wind Beneath My Wings, Beaches.
Did you ever know that you're my hero?
Some songs require time and the proper movie soundtrack to become certified hits. Wind Beneath My Wings was originally composed back in 1982 and was recorded by numerous different performers before the release of Beaches in 1988.
Did you ever know that you're my hero?
It would be Bette Midler's take on Wind Beneath My Wings that would ultimately earn the song its most recognizable public profile. Midler's powerfully breathtaking vocals carry the sweeping grandeur of this evocative ballad, particularly on its epic chorus.
I can fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings.
Sure, the synthesizer sounds here on the Beaches version almost immediately date Wind Beneath My Wings to the 1980s, but is that really a bad thing? We don't think so.
'Cause you are the wind beneath my wings.
Number 99, Young and Beautiful, The Great Gatsby.
Your house looks well, doesn't it? See the way the whole front catches the light like that? That's splendid.
Come on, you two, I want the royal tour.
This 2013 film wasn't the first time F. Scott Fitzgerald's novel The Great Gatsby was adapted to the silver screen, nor lent a marvelous soundtrack. Yet Lana Del Rey's Young and Beautiful seems tailor-made to this sort of grandiose spectacle.
These are flannel,
They're so beautiful.
Indian cotton,
Stop it. Yay!
linen.
Mickey, he's a madman.
I can't help you. Flannel.
You're going to have to refold every single one of them.
The song's cavernous production serves Del Rey's reverb-laden vocal performance very well, giving it a deservedly cinematic scope. Young and Beautiful is also a poignant piece concerning its lyrics, stating out loud the thoughts many of us hear in our heads when we're feeling philosophical.
Dear Lord, when I get to heaven, please let me bring my man. When he comes, tell me that you'll let him in.
What happens when looks fade and age takes over? Is love truly forever or just a fleeting thing? Young and Beautiful wants to find out.
Will you still love me when I'm not young and beautiful?
Number 98, What Was I Made For? Barbie.
Now feel.
I used to float, now I just fall down.
This 2023 adaptation of the famous Mattel toy line got a lot of people talking, as did its central soundtrack theme song, What Was I Made For? The Billie Eilish composition lyrically leans into the film's feminist message and how it relates to the outside standards imposed upon women in society.
What was I made for? 'Cause I don't know how to feel.
Meanwhile, the balladry of the tune feels introspective and melancholic, while also boasting arrangements that feel smartly expansive. Eilish's performance of the song in the meantime further pushed the singer-songwriter outside of her comfort zone. Her fanbase seemed to appreciate how What Was I Made For thought outside the box.
Something I'm made for.
Number 97, Let the River Run, Working Girl.
Silver seas rise, the morning light, the streets that lead them.
The accolades just sort of speak for themselves when it comes to Let the River Run by Carly Simon. This singer-songwriter achieved a hat trick of the Academy Award, a Grammy, and the Golden Globe for this song from Mike Nichols' 1988 film Working Girl. This speaks not only to Simon's talent as a songwriter, but also the lightning in a bottle timing of the whole affair. Working Girl was a hit back in '88, while the subsequent single release in '89 capitalized upon all of that Kismet momentum. The pulsating beat of Let the River Run is driven home by the drumming, while Simon's vocals are as charming as ever. This one's a winner. Number 96, The Moon Song, Her.
Why don't you make up the words to this one?
Okay.
Here it comes.
I'm lying on the moon.
It took a notoriously long time for the score of Her to receive a physical release after the film was originally released back in 2013. Thankfully, this was not the case with The Moon Song by Karen O and Spike Jonze, which was released as a digital single a year after Her hit theaters.
Your shadow follows me all day.
No less than 3 versions were contained on said single, including the movie version performed by leads Scarlett Johansson and Joaquin Phoenix. It's a humble and pretty song, mainly just ukulele and voice. This small arrangement packs a big emotional punch. The Moon Song is a tearjerker to be sure. Number 95, Everybody's Talkin', Echoes, Midnight Cowboy.
Everybody's talking at me. I don't hear a word they're saying.
Harry Nilsson was your favorite band's favorite artist, a cult figure admired by artists like John Lennon and the Beatles. So it should probably come as no surprise that Nilsson was able to take a tune that was recorded in '66 and released by someone else in '68 for his own only a year later.
People stopping, staring. I can't see the faces.
His version of Everybody's Talkin' Echoes was a hit from the Midnight Cowboy soundtrack, an eclectic collection of classic rock, folk, and psych. The strings lend a slick counterpoint to Nilsson's confessional post-Dylan croon, while the guitar playing possesses a driving jauntiness that's maddeningly catchy. It's great stuff.
I'm going where the sun keeps shining through the pouring rain. Going where the weather suits my clothes.
Number 94, Scarface, Push It to the Limit, Scarface. Everybody loves a good montage, right? Director Brian De Palma provided one for the ages with his 1983 film Scarface, as the movie depicts Tony Montana's rise to power within the criminal underworld. You might think that a scene like this would include a tune that's dark or insidious, but Push It to the Limit couldn't be any more removed from that idea.
Past the point of no return. Reach the top, but still you gotta learn how to keep it.
Giorgio Moroder and Pete Bellotti's composition is a pulsating synth-pop tune that pounds with electronic drums and Paul Engelman's soulful vocals. Some tasty guitar licks pepper Push It to the Limit for some extra oomph, while the melodic bridge calls to mind Moroder's work on The Never-Ending Story. It is gloriously unironic, and we love it to pieces.
Push it to the limit.
Number 93, That Thing You Do, That Thing You Do. Time seems to have forgotten 1996's That Thing You Do, a critically acclaimed but financially unsuccessful film that serves as a love letter to the one-hit wonders of the world. This is a shame, but at least the movie's main theme was a hit back during the film's original run. That Thing You Do is a textbook pop tune from the earliest days of rock and roll, with a massive hook. The drums pop, the vocals and backing harmonies are spot on, while the groove just makes us want to do the swim or the bunny hop.
Doing that thing you do.
It honestly makes us want to rewatch the film, which is always the mark of a stellar soundtrack cut. Number 92, Que Sera Sera, Whatever Will Be, Will Be, The Man Who Knew Too Much.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will I be?
The filmography of Alfred Hitchcock, the master of suspense, probably isn't the first place one might seek out a soundtrack cut. Yet here we are discussing Que Sera Sera, Whatever Will Be, Will Be, a tune sung by Doris Day in Hitch's 1956 feature The Man Who Knew Too Much. Day's performance of the song occurs at a critical point within the narrative, as she and James Stewart seek their kidnapped son. The call and response whistling of the young boy accompanying Day as his mother pumps up the tension, while the song itself is a memorable composition for piano and voice.
Will we have rainbows day after day? Here's what my sweetheart said. Ever will be, will be.
It's difficult to separate Que Sera Sera from its source material, but honestly, we wouldn't want it any other way.
Que sera, sera.
Number 91, The Bare Necessities, The Jungle Book.
What do you mean, how do you think he's with me, ain't he? And I'll learn him all I know.
Well, that shouldn't take too long.
The wonderful world of Disney is chock full of soundtrack songs that could easily comprise a list of their very own. This is partially why we're so proud to highlight some of them here, starting with The Bare Necessities from 1967's The Jungle Book.
I mean, bare necessities are Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life.
It's arguably the most famous song from this adaptation of Rudyard Kipling's source material, thanks largely to its placement within the film. The Bare Necessities receives a massive influx of charm via Baloo the Bear and the man-cub Mowgli. While the accompanying animation has gone on to become an iconic example of early Disney films at their best.
I mean, bare necessities, that's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Yeah, with just the bare necessities of life.
Number 90, All the Stars, Black Panther.
Maybe the night the motives might let me know all the stars are close, all the stars are close.
Fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe were probably more used to jukebox soundtrack cues of familiar pop hits and score orchestration before 2018's Black Panther. That film featured an accompanying soundtrack album that was produced by Kendrick Lamar, a collection that highlighted this collaboration between Lamar and SZA.
You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me. You ain't know your expectations.
All the Stars may be featured over the closing credits of Black Panther, but this commercial rap tune never feels tucked away or hidden. Instead, Lamar's skills as an MC work well with SZA's vocal talents, and All the Stars is made all the better for it, thanks to their superhero team-up. Number 89, Magic, Xanadu. Number 88, Anyone Else But You, Juno.
Here is a church and here is a steeple. We sure are cute for two ugly people. Don't see what anyone can see in anyone else.
Number 87, Happy, Despicable Me 2.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Hey, hey, hey. Clap along if you know that's what you want to do.
Number 86, I Say a Little Prayer, My Best Friend's Wedding.
Forever and ever, you stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. We never were apart, oh how I love you together forever. That's how it must be to live without you. Will only be heartbreak for me.
Number 85, 1,000 Years, The Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 1.
The day we met,
I'm Edward
frozen, I held my breath.
This franchise may not be the place for horror fans to seek their thrills, but at least their respective soundtracks had some bangers. Decode by Paramore was a great tune from the first Twilight film. While Christina Perri's 1,000 Years appeared on both Breaking Dawn Part 1 as well as its sequel. This latter cut takes a more ballad-focused approach when compared to Paramore, a traditionally minded love song with an earnest message.
All of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow. One step closer.
1,000 Years doesn't avoid any sappiness, real or projected, but instead just wants to tie in themes of romantic love with the story unfolding in the world of Bella Swan and Edward Cullen.
Forever.
I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years.
Number 84, Blaze of Glory, Young Guns 2. Number 83, City of Stars, La La Land.
City of stars, are you shining just for me? City of stars, there's so much that I can't see.
Number 82, You're the Best, The Karate Kid. Number 81, Go the Distance, Hercules.
I am on my way. I can go the distance. I don't care how far. Somehow I'll be strong. I know every mile will be worth my while.
Number 80, Always Look on the Bright Side of Life, Monty Python's Life of Brian.
Always look on the light side of life.
Context is key when it comes to the placement of Always Look on the Bright Side of Life within Monty Python's Life of Brian. This absurdist comedy chooses the crucifixion of Brian as the film's place for him and his fellow crossmates to sing the tune, effectively underlining this film's black sense of humor. It's a scene that's gone down in infamy within what's already an envelope-pushing Python picture.
If life seems jolly rotten, there's something you've forgotten, and that's to laugh and smile and dance and sing. When you're feeling in the dumps, don't be silly chumps. Just purse your lips and whistle, that's the thing.
But this is also what's helped the tune live this long within the pop culture zeitgeist. Heck, the heavy metal legends in Iron Maiden even play Always Look on the Bright Side of Life over the PA at the end of every single one of their concerts.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Number 79, Let It Go, Frozen. Number 78, Born Slippy, Nux, Trainspotting.
Walks in the park, 9 to 5, good at golf, washing the car, choice of sweaters, family Christmas, index pension, tax exemption, clearing the gutters, getting by, looking ahead, the day you die.
Number 77, Cry Little Sister, The Lost Boys. Number 76, A View to a Kill, A View to a Kill.
Meeting you with a view to a kill.
Number 75, When You Believe, The Prince of Egypt.
Many nights we've prayed with no proof anyone could hear.
Never underestimate the power of an animated blockbuster when it comes to bringing together some serious star power. DreamWorks managed to nab both Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston to sing its main theme from 1998's The Prince of Egypt. The end results are as great as one might expect.
There can be miracles when you believe.
Sure, they differ from the version featured in the final film, but these two women were voices of their generation. So pure musical excellence is what listeners reaped with When You Believe. The R&B arrangements make this version stand out too, essentially giving us two excellent songs for the price of one. Number 74, The Way We Were, The Way We Were.
Whenever we remember the way we were.
Number 73, Colors of the Wind, Pocahontas.
High does the sycamore grow. If you cut it down, then you'll never know.
Number 72, Superfly, Superfly.
The man of the hour has an air of great power. The dudes have envied him for so long. Oh, Superfly.
Number 71, Remember Me, Coco.
Know that I'm with you, the only way that I can be. Until you're in my arms again. Remember me.
Number 70, A Real Hero, Drive.
Back against the wall and odds, with the strength of a will to cause, pursuits are called outstanding.
Here's a question. Did 2011's Drive make synthesizers cool again? Well, that's actually a trick because the truth is they never stopped being cool. But Nicholas Winding Refn's film certainly reminded its audience of their awesomeness. This was thanks largely in part to the inclusion of A Real Hero on the Drive soundtrack, a collaboration between Francis College and Electric Youth from Canada. The slick, neon-soaked visuals of the film feel perfectly suited to this synthwave banger, while the production somehow manages to feel both icy cold and emotionally resonant. A Real Hero was quite honestly revelatory back in 2011, and it still kicks ass today. Number 69, Eye to Eye, a Goofy movie.
If we listen to each other's eyes, the band will never do Max is on the tip. That's Max. I know him. For the first time ever, we're singing it. You did it!
Number 68, You Never Can Tell, Pulp Fiction.
You could see that Pierre did truly love the mademoiselle. And now the young monsieur and madame have rung the chapel bell. C'est la vie, say the old folks. It goes to show you never can tell.
Number 67, Natu Natu, Triple R.
Nacho, 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 vire nacho. Nacho, 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 yara nacho.
Number 66, A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes, Cinderella.
In dreams you will lose your heartache. Whatever you wish for, you keep.
Number 65, Jai Ho, Slumdog Millionaire. Fans of the 2008 film Slumdog Millionaire will likely remember this song, while those unfamiliar with the source material might be more familiar with the English version. That cut featured former Pussycat doll Nicole Scherzinger. but both takes on Jai Ho are indebted to Indian pop music melodies and orchestration.
This fantasy of you and me, I'll never lose the chase.
The electronic execution of Jai Ho makes it feel tailor-made for the dance floor, pulsating relentlessly with an energy that rarely stops for a breather. It feels very much in line with club music from the late millennium, embodying a lot of stylistic tropes that comparison entails. Number 64, Come What May, Moulin Rouge. Number 63, A Whole New World, Aladdin.
A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you.
Now I'm in a whole new.
Number 62, Up Where We Belong, An Officer and a Gentleman.
Love lifters up where we belong, where the eagles cry on the mountain high.
Number 61, Stuck in the Middle with You, Reservoir Dogs.
Well, I don't know why I came here tonight. I got the feeling something ain't right.
Number 60, Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes.
A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
The differences between Broadway productions and cinema adaptations are numerous, but there's no denying that the Marilyn Monroe performance of Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend went on to become the stuff of legend. Carol Channing may have initially popularized this tune with the OG Gentlemen Prefer Blondes.
A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
But Monroe's generational stage presence and persona lent Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend certifiable icon status. Maybe it's the wardrobe, the lights, or the choreography, but everything works perfectly to assist Monroe's take on the song.
I've heard of affairs that are strictly platonic, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. And I think affairs that you must keep Masonic are better bets. If little pets get big baguettes.
Co-star Jane Russell even gets to try her hand at the tune later on, proving that this diamond was bright enough to shine with just about everyone.
And we all lose our charms in the end.
Number 59, See You Again, Furious 7.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Number 58, You're the One That I Want, Grease. Number 57, White Christmas, Holiday Inn.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know.
Number 56, Into the West, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
On the horizon, why do the white gulls call?
Number 55, The Way You Look Tonight, Swing Time.
Someday, when I'm awfully low and the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you.
The tastes of moviegoers are constantly changing, with grandiose musicals and romances often coming in and out of fashion. This is natural, especially considering how this genre held so much creative dominance for such a long time. The Way You Look Tonight is one of the best and most enduring songs from this period in cinema. The tune gained immense popularity thanks to its appearance in the 1936 film Swing Time, starring Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers.
Just the way you look tonight.
The composition here is sentimental and taken straight from the great American songbook worshipped by artists like Frank Sinatra. It's warm, cozy, and fits Hollywood glamour to a T.
'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight.
Number 54, Falling Slowly, Once.
Take this sinking boat and point it home. We've still got time.
Number 53, Just Like Honey, Lost in Translation. Number 52, You'll Be in My Heart, Tarzan.
'Cause you'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart.
Number 51, Mad World, Donnie Darko.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere.
Number 50, Sunflower, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Needless to say, I keep a check. She was a bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck.
It's fairly easy to argue that Sunflower by Post Malone probably would have been a hit even if it hadn't appeared on the soundtrack to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse back in 2018. Malone seemed to believe in the song too, since he shot 2 videos for the tune, and also included it on his 2019 album Hollywood's Bleeding.
Then you're left in the dust, unless I stuck by you. You're a sunflower.
Fans from both the comic and music worlds seem to agree, since the funky and melodic Sunflower did big business on Spotify, garnering over 3.2 billion streams.
Unless I stuck by you. You're the sunflower. You're the sunflower.
Not too shabby for a comic book movie cut, right? Number 49, Everybody Needs Somebody to Love, The Blues Brothers.
Sometimes I feel a little sad inside when my baby mistreats me. I never know nobody better. How did you?
Number 48, In Your Eyes, Say Anything.
In your eyes, the light, the heat. I am complete. See the doorway, the thousand churches. Resolution of all the foolish searches.
Number 47, I'm a Believer, Shrek.
And then I saw her face. I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind.
Number 46, Hooked on a Feeling, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me.
Number 45, Man of Constant Sorrow, O Brother, Where Art Thou?
I am a man of constant sorrow. I've seen trouble all my day.
Traditional folk music and Americana serve as important aspects of O Brother, Where Art Thou and its creative DNA. As a result, the version of Man of Constant Sorrow provides us with one of those rare instances where a song first written around 1917 and not recorded until the late 1920s gained new life in a new millennium.
4, 6 long years I've been in trouble.
Sure, other artists have tried their hand at Man of Constant Sorrow, including heroes like Bob Dylan, but there's a striking visual flair to this movie version. George Clooney and his Soggy Bottom Boys provide a humorously theatrical counterpoint to the song's jaunty melodies, and the scene in the recording studio was a true highlight.
I'll meet you on God's golden shore. He'll meet you on God's golden shore.
Number 44, Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast.
Song as old as time, Beauty and the Beast.
Number 43, Born to be Wild. Easy Rider.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Looking for adventure. And whatever comes our way.
Number 42, Unchained Melody. Ghost.
Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch.
Number 41, You've Got a Friend in Me. Toy Story.
You gon' see it's our destiny. You got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me.
Score!
Number 40, When Doves Cry. Purple Rain. Movie soundtracks often come and go, but every one of them hopes to tap into the cultural zeitgeist in a fashion similar to Prince's Purple Rain. That original soundtrack had a number of certifiable classics from the Purple One, including our pick, When Doves Cry. This song is a potent mix of hard rock, funk, and psychedelic pop that meant a lot of things to a lot of different people. Prince just seemed to have that crossover sensibility. A universal solvent of sorts that nails sound and style with ease. When Doves Cry is catchy and memorable, earning all of the hype and flowers. Number 39, 9 to 5, 9 to 5.
9 to 5 for service and devotion. You would think that I would deserve a fair promotion.
Number 38, A Hard Day's Night, A Hard Day's Night.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog.
Number 37, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, Armageddon.
Close my eyes. Don't wanna fall asleep 'cause I miss you, baby, and I don't wanna miss a thing.
Number 36, Arthur's Theme, Best That You Can Do, Arthur.
When you get caught between the moon and New York City, I know it's crazy, but it's true.
Number 35, When You Wish Upon a Star, Pinocchio.
When you wish upon a star.
It speaks volumes that Disney has kept this song from 1940 so tied into their cultural and corporate identity over the years. The company has released so many magnificent songs since then, yet there's a simple and direct honesty to this one that's endured.
When you wish upon a star, as dreamers do.
It helps naturally that the original performance in Disney's Pinocchio is so tender and nostalgic. Yet the actual lyricism and melody at play combine childlike wonder with musical grace that's been rarely equaled in the decades since its debut.
When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true.
They call them standards for a reason, after all. Number 34, Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Raindrops keep falling on my head, and just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling.
Number 33, Glory, Selma.
Oh, one day when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory.
Number 32, Goldfinger, Goldfinger.
Goldfinger, he's the man with the Midas touch, a spider's touch.
Number 31, Singin' in the Rain, Singin' in the Rain.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again.
Number 30, Moon River, Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Wider than a mile, I'm crossing you in style someday.
The filmography of Audrey Hepburn was a varied one, even delving into horror thriller territory with films like Wait Until Dark and Bloodline. That said, it's the romance of Breakfast at Tiffany's that proved to be a defining career moment for Hepburn, a romanticism that's echoed in the wistfulness of Moon River.
Off to see the world, there's such a lot of world to see.
The combination of acoustic guitar and Hepburn's breathy vocals could make just about anybody swoon, but the song's composition is simple enough to make it coverable for a wide variety of artists. The success of Moon River echoed back to the Great American Songbook and jazz standards that formerly ruled the Hollywood roost. But it was Hepburn who gave this Henry Mancini and Johnny Mercer song a forever home.
River and me.
Number 29, Princes of the Universe from Highlander. The 1986 film Highlander featured multiple amazing songs by Queen on its soundtrack. Who Wants to Live Forever is up there with the most evocative ballads, full stop. Meanwhile, Princes of the Universe is all power. Emotion without a stroke of irony. It's as epic as the Highlander world itself, an outlandish rock statement with aggressive riffing and unreal energy. Princes of the Universe is electric, capturing a lightning-in-a-bottle approach that mimics the film's heroes and villains. If there can be only one tune responsible for capturing the film's essence, we think it has to be this one. Number 28, Gangsta's Paradise from Dangerous Minds. It's quite difficult to separate the song and accompanying video from the musical legacy of Coolio. If anything, Gangsta's Paradise has outlived 1995's Dangerous Minds, in which it was featured. Of course, it helps that it hangs its creative hat upon the melodies already present within Stevie Wonder's Pastime Paradise. That said, Coolio's flow and sincere delivery work wonders, allowing the listener to really believe the performance. Elsewhere, LV's singing on the chorus brings it all home. Whether it's playing over Dangerous Minds opening or just blasting through the stereo, Gangsta's Paradise is simultaneously of its time and timeless.
They say I got to learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand it, how can they reach me?
Number 27, Kiss from a Rose from Batman Forever. Kiss from a Rose was actually released on two very different film soundtracks. This all-time Seal classic debuted on the OST from The Neverending Story 3 before finding its home in 1995's Batman Forever. Both films feature fantastical elements, sure, but the latter's gothic grandeur and moody bat setting feel more in line with the composition. The number is devilishly romantic, a dramatic piece that's set on fire by Seal's impassioned vocals. It is, in a word, sumptuous, benefiting from poetic lyrics and melodic orchestration. It may not have been crafted for Batman Forever, but we can't imagine a better love theme for Bruce Wayne and Dr. Chase Meridian.
Roses in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave.
Number 26, Men in Black, Men in Black. Never underestimate the power of a great sample. Will Smith's Men in Black does a great job at incorporating Forget-Me-Nots by jazz fusion artist Patrice Rushen. But it also succeeds at standing on its own two creative feet in serving its eponymous film. Smith does a lot of heavy lifting, delivering enough charisma to fill a hot air balloon. His flow is underrated too, helping us understand the sci-fi action flick story and titular characters while never coming across as heavy-handed or corny. Men in Black is danceable, melodic, and economically composed, with only a single mission: to get you out on that dance floor.
Now freeze.
Number 25, Fight the Power, Do the Right Thing.
Fight the power! Fight the power! We got to fight the powers that be!
The writing was already on the wall by the time Fight the Power hit listeners like a freight train. This theme from Do the Right Thing underlined how hip-hop was becoming the method of musical communication for a generation. Crucially, it never tries to play it safe or shy away from a political message. Thus, Fight the Power is high energy and aggressive, yet approachable. It feels like a mantra for anyone who's willing to listen from the moment it plays over Do the Right Thing's opening. Spike Lee knew what he was doing when he got Public Enemy to craft the tune for his 1989 movie. Radio Raheem, his boombox, and the theme song will forever be linked.
Fight the power! We got to fight the powers that be!
Number 24, Holiday Road from National Lampoon's Vacation.
I found them long ago.
You know those theme songs that feel like they were basically tailor-made for their movies? They're able to flawlessly embody the story's energy without pretension, even if that energy is largely silly and chaotic. If you ask us, that's exactly what Lindsey Buckingham's Holiday Road accomplishes vis-a-vis National Lampoon's Vacation.
Holiday Road.
At this point, it belongs to the Griswold family. You can't help but smile and feel happy when it plays, just like you can't help but laugh while watching the movie it was made for. Indeed, it's infectious, with a classic chorus and super cool instrumentation. Is it any wonder the bluesy pop-rock bop found its way into multiple National Lampoon sequels? Number 23, Everything I Do It For You from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Canada's Bryan Adams is no stranger to writing big songs and even bigger hits. He knows his way around a chorus, and Everything I Do It For You possesses one of the best. A running theme throughout this list is sincerity, or at least the perception of it, and this song is practically begging to be seen in this light. The grandiose ballad expertly underscores the love story present between the title character and Marion in 1991's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
But will you do it for your king?
No. I'll do it for you.
This becomes evident as it lurches up for a massively affecting bridge before a tender guitar-heavy interlude guides us into the epic closing minutes. We still have goosebumps. Number 22, theme from Shaft.
Who is the man that would risk his neck for his brother, man? Shaft! Can you dig it?
The blaxploitation genre became a treasure trove of funky instrumental soundtracks from artists like Isaac Hayes, Marvin Gaye, and Roy Ayers. Indeed, Hayes' work on 1971's Shaft was and remains incredibly important for genre representation in movie soundtracks. The Oscar-winning theme from Shaft takes its time, building up with that hi-hat before the beat builds to mesmerizing effect. It isn't until over 2 minutes in that Hayes starts his call-and-response vocal.
He's a complicated man, but no one understands him but his woman.
John Shaft.
The song itself describes Private Eye John Shaft in no uncertain terms. This is a bad mother and a complicated man. The funk is on fire here, and theme from Shaft lives forever in our brains, rent-free.
Who's the cat that won't cop out when there's danger all about? Shaft! Right on.
Number 21, Streets of Philadelphia from Philadelphia.
I was bruised and battered, I couldn't tell what I felt I was.
The Boss has carved a career out of telling stories with his music. Classics like Born to Run and Meeting Across the River are great examples. But this award-winning number, crafted for 1993's Philadelphia, spotlights that aspect of Bruce Springsteen's songwriting cinematically. The movie centers on Andrew Beckett, who has AIDS, and his fight for justice. Needless to say, it's not a lighthearted watch. Its theme tune anchors itself on a compelling breakbeat, while Springsteen delivers an intimate vocal. Sharp production values further do the soft rock hit justice, making Streets of Philadelphia big, but never disingenuous. As a result, the song is appropriately tethered to its source material's serious and dramatic tone. Number 20, Fame from Fame. This musical drama explores both the expectations and reality of pursuing a career in the arts.
Baby, look at me.
The theme song taps more into the expectations, but there's nothing wrong with that. The Fame theme is so optimistic that it's practically therapeutic for aspiring artists everywhere. If you need a pick-me-up before a life-changing audition or the opening night of your Broadway debut, this song will give you the confidence. By the end of the first verse, you might be compelled to rush outside and start dancing in the streets. Michael Gore's toe-tapping music and Dean Pitchford's celebratory lyrics are perfectly complemented by Irene Cara's enthusiastic vocals.
Ah, that's me! My son's music!
The song isn't simply about achieving fame. It's about the enduring passion that will take you to the top. Number 19, Rainbow Connection from The Muppet Movie. At the suggestion of Jim Henson, Paul Williams and Kenneth Asher devised a banjo solo for Kermit the Frog.
What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing?
The result was Rainbow Connection, a tune that was inspired by the magical When You Wish Upon a Star from Pinocchio.
When you wish upon a star.
Just as that timeless tune evolved into Disney's anthem, Rainbow Connection has etched out a similar place in the Muppets' legacy.
Someday we'll find it, the Rainbow Connection.
Also like Walt Disney, Henson was a once-in-a-lifetime innovator who always dreamed big. Rainbow Connection encourages dreamers to pursue the impossible and make it a reality.
Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors?
You may even pick up some friends who share a similar dream along the way. While the main story commences with Kermit singing alone, he's joined by over 250 Muppets for the final reprise, completing the Rainbow Connection.
The Rainbow Connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and...
Number 18, The Power of Love from Back to the Future.
I'm late for school.
Nothing jumpstarts a time travel plot quite like being late for school. But it's the classic pop rocker that gets Marty McFly really going.
Is a curious thing. Make a one man weep, make another man sing.
Huey Lewis's first #1 single, the song pops up throughout this sci-fi trilogy, meshing brilliantly with the movie's themes and with Marty's idealistic young character.
Hey! The big town. How's it hanging, McFly?
As it's practically his own personal theme, Marty and his band, the Pinheads, attempt to perform the tune at a Battle of the Bands audition. However, a familiar-looking judge shuts him down pretty quick.
Hold it, fellas. I'm afraid you're just too darn loud.
And that's too bad, because The Power of Love is an undisputed masterpiece, and we personally don't mind if it's too darn loud.
That's the power of love. That's the power of love.
Number 17, The Never-Ending Story from The Never-Ending Story. The Never-Ending Story remains a decade-defining movie for any kid who grew up in the 80s. From the get-go, the English version of this fantasy creates a distinctly 80s aesthetic with its synth-pop theme song. That's not to say this song is at all dated. On the contrary, there's a sense of wonder to the lyrics and melody that'll speak to anybody with an active imagination.
Dream a dream, and what you see will be.
Limahl's whimsical vocals only make the tune more infectious. Like the film, the song does technically end, which you could argue contradicts the title. The tune is so catchy, however, that you want to play it on an endless loop. No matter how many times we listen to it, the theme never loses its appeal. Number 16, Shallow from A Star Is Born. Although it was originally meant to merely be played over the end credits, Shallow evolved into the driving force behind A Star Is Born.
Tell me something, girl. Are you happy?
You never know where a song might take you. One day you might be testing it out in a parking lot with a fellow singer you just met.
I'm off the deep end. Watch as I dive in.
The next, the two of you could be performing it in front of a massive audience.
Shallow, we're far from the shallow now.
This power ballad conveys Ali's desire for something more, Jackson's search for companionship, and their escalating feelings for each other. Although Ali is initially afraid to dive off the deep end, Jackson motivates her to jump with him. Moving out of shallow waters, Ali is swept away by the adoring crowd and her blossoming romance with Jackson. Number 15, Mrs. Robinson from The Graduate. We all associate this folk rock song with the eponymous Mrs. Robinson, who jumpstarts the younger Benjamin's journey into adulthood.
May I ask you a question? What do you think of me?
When Simon and Garfunkel were first working on the tune, it wasn't about Mrs. Robinson. Rather, the song was originally titled Mrs. Roosevelt, as in the former First Lady. Following a meeting with director Mike Nichols, everything started falling into place for the now classic song.
Yes to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know.
Although traces of the tune's original intent can still be heard in the final product, it still works as an ode to Mrs. Robinson. The carefree melody paints an innocent portrait. Upon reading deeper into the lyrics, though, we sense that there's something more adult going on, especially the verse where they talk about needing to hide the Robinsons' affair from the kids. Number 14, Footloose from Footloose. The Footloose soundtrack has arguably left an even greater impact than the film itself.
Now I gotta cut loose, foot loose, kick off the Sunday shoes.
More than 35 years later, we're still rocking out to the titular theme song by Kenny Loggins and Dean Pitchford.
Ooh-wee, Marie, shake, shake for me.
Although many associate this song with Kevin Bacon's iconic warehouse dance, the song Never by Moving Pictures actually accompanies that scene.
Never, 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 ever, never, 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 ever hide your heart.
Whenever we're alone and need to blow off steam, Footloose is the song we turn to. The lively lyrics and electrifying melody encourage us to let out all of our pent-up energy through dance. You might not have Ren McCormick's dancing skills, but the song will make you feel confident enough to fly.
Everybody cut, everybody cut, everybody cut, everybody cut, everybody cut.
It's the ideal way to kick off a weekend and has basically become a school dance staple. Number 13, Flashdance What a Feeling from Flashdance. Another dance flick that defined the 80s, Flashdance also scores singer Irene Cara her second mention on this list. Co-written by Cara, Giorgio Moroder, and Keith Forsey, the theme song can be summed up in one word: joyous. As such, we can't think of a more fitting way to cap off our heroine's journey. First heard over the opening credits when there's nothing, the theme returns for Alex's climactic audition. Both the song and the dance convey how far Alex has come not only as a performer, but as a person as well. Emerging more radiant and resilient than ever before, Alex leaves her audition on a high note. It's a mic drop of an ending that wouldn't feel complete without this inspiring song. Number 12, Eye of the Tiger from Rocky III. If we were to rank all the Rocky movies, the third chapter would fall somewhere in the middle.
You know, you've got a big mouth, you know?
Why don't you come out and close it, bad boy? Come on.
As far as Rocky theme songs go, though, Eye of the Tiger is the one to beat.
Rising up, back on the street. Took my time, took my chances.
Performed by the band Survivor, the song was co-written by lead guitarist Frankie Sullivan and keyboardist Jim Peterick. Tying it all together is lead singer Dave Bickler, whose fiery vocals bring out the will to survive. Eye of the Tiger could have just been a catchy tune to play over the credits and training montage.
Yeah. Can he swim?
With a name like Rock?
However, the filmmakers weaved this rousing song into the narrative's overarching theme. It encompasses the edge that made Rocky the champ, and the drive he feels to reclaim his title. The outcome is a knockout. Number 11, Lose Yourself from 8 Mile. 8 Mile is a semi-autobiographical film that draws influence from Eminem's life before he achieved mainstream success.
I don't think you understand fully. See, me without a style's like mustard without the Heinz. I lead the new school. You're a buster without the rhyme.
The rapper's struggles and triumphs are on full display in Lose Yourself, which encapsulates B-Rabbit's journey in roughly 5 minutes.
His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti.
The song also captures the grit and pride associated with the Detroit hip-hop scene, as well as the city itself.
You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go.
In addition to being what might be Eminem's most personal work, its rhyme scheme and beat burrow their way into the listener's head.
I was playing in the beginning, the mood all changed. I've been chewed up and spit out and booed off stage.
Although Eminem wasn't present to accept his Oscar, he would appear on the 2020 Academy Awards telecast to perform Lose Yourself. It went to show that even after all these years, people were still turning to the song for inspiration and making memes out of mom's spaghetti.
You only get one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
Number 10, I've Had the Time of My Life from Dirty Dancing. Of all the dance movies the 80s gave us, Dirty Dancing may be the most memorable.
Now I had the time of my life.
This is due in part to its soundtrack, which offered a variety of nostalgic songs and original singles.
Yes, I swear it's a truth.
The standout is this Oscar and Grammy-winning tune, which accompanies the climactic dance between Baby and Johnny.
And I owe it all to you.
While the song was written with the film in mind, its placement during the pivotal scene can be attributed to choreographer Kenny Ortega and assistant Miranda Garrison. I've Had the Time of My Life synced up flawlessly with their choreography, as well as the emotional journey our leads have been on.
Oh, I'll tell you something. This could be love.
The sequence is as sizzling as it is uplifting, appropriately culminating with what might be the most famous lift in cinema. Number 9, Live and Let Die from Live and Let Die.
When you were young and your heart wasn't open.
The words and ideas of Ian Fleming managed to reunite Paul McCartney with the Beatles' producer George Martin to create one of the best-remembered themes from the long-running James Bond series.
But if this ever-changing world in which we live in
Written by Sir Paul after reading the novel on which the film was based, the tune's sultry piano music strikes up without warning and sets the stage for the musical pressure to come in the form of a grand orchestra.
Say live and let die.
The rockers' triumph was as inevitable as another Bond movie, and it became not only one of Wing's most successful singles, but also the first Bond theme to be Oscar-nominated for Best Original Song. The first to win, however, was Skyfall.
Place it all together at Skyfall.
Number 8, I Will Always Love You, from The Bodyguard. While some songs become iconic right away, others take time to achieve such a status. I Will Always Love You is an example of the latter. When Dolly Parton first released the original country version in the 70s, it performed well, but Whitney Houston immortalized the song with her haunting rendition in The Bodyguard. In her film debut, she plays an actress/singer who develops a close relationship with her bodyguard.
Haven't you done something in your life that just didn't make much sense?
Although the romance is kept relatively understated for most of the film, our lovers share a steamy embrace as they part ways.
We'll always love you.
Their kiss goodbye is sealed with an equally passionate song. Houston throws her soul into every note.
Bittersweet memories.
Although the two go their separate ways, their hearts remained intertwined through this poignant track. Number 7, Danger Zone from Top Gun. This is truly a song that screams 1980s and acts as the anthem for bromances across the world.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
Mixing a synthesized bass line with the vocals of the king of the movie soundtrack himself never sounded so good, especially considering the background to the song. Originally, producers wanted Toto, Bryan Adams, or even REO Speedwagon to perform it, with all of them turning down the opportunity for different reasons. Eventually, Mr. Loggins was tapped to perform the hit track, likely thanks to his impressive job with Footloose a few years prior. But it's the epic nature of Danger Zone that has bypassed 80s cheese and gone straight back into awesome territory. Number 6, Ghostbusters from Ghostbusters.
Something strange in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call?
Say it with us now.
Ghostbusters!
When approached by producers to create a theme for this supernatural comedy, Ray Parker Jr. was given very little time to write a dance pop masterpiece, especially considering how hard it is to rhyme with Ghostbusters.
Hi, this is Larry King. The phone-in topic today, ghosts and ghost busting.
According to Parker, he saw a cheap ad late at night that was incredibly similar to the one featured in the movie, and he was inspired to set what basically became a commercial jingle to a popping beat.
Seeing things running through your head. Who can you call? I got it! Ghostbusters!
However, Huey Lewis sued Parker due to the similarities between the Ghostbusters theme and his own song I Want a New Drug. Regardless of the resemblance, Parker Jr. seems to have come out on top thanks to his super catchy theme song.
You better call Ghostbusters!
Number 5, Don't You Forget About Me, from The Breakfast Club. This coming-of-age classic opens and closes with the same song by rock band Simple Minds.
Won't you come see about me? I'll be alone.
By the time the credits roll, the characters we met in the first scene have significantly grown. Don't You Forget About Me encompasses the same feeling each teen experiences as they part ways.
Your troubles and doubts, giving me everything inside and out.
It's a feeling that although something has come to an end, something new is beginning. Whatever waits on the horizon, the five likely won't face it together because they all come from different backgrounds. But the impact they've had on each other won't be forgotten. The same can be said about this bittersweet new wave tune. Anyone who feels lost as the song commences may find what they're searching for before its conclusion.
Don't you forget about me.
Number 4. Staying Alive from Saturday Night Fever. They say disco's dead, but the endurance of this film's best-selling soundtrack suggests it's still very much alive. The Bee Gees' musical contributions in particular added another layer to the story and character development. Right off the bat, Staying Alive tells us everything we need to know about Tony Manero.
Hiya, Tony. 2 or 3?
Two. Give me 2. That's good.
Like the song, Tony comes off as cool and confident on the surface. Listening to the lyrics, however, the song's message of survival is made apparent. Although it seems like Tony owns the streets of New York, the big city is slowly eating him alive, and disco is the one escape. The song will speak to anyone who's tried to maintain a self-assured appearance while struggling to find their place in life. Number 3. Circle of Life from The Lion King. We easily could have populated at least half this list with themes from Disney's animated library. Obviously, we've covered quite a few Disney tracks already. In this entry, though, we're shining a spotlight on the Disney song that gives us the most chills. Every time The Lion King commences with Circle of Life, we get goosebumps. It's a song that makes us feel almost insignificant in the vastness of nature. At the same time, Circle of Life reminds us that we all have a part to play in this world. Elton John's music and Tim Rice's lyrics are sweeping yet soothing, not unlike a sunrise. Opening and closing Simba's story, the song makes the circle whole. Number 2. My Heart Will Go On from Titanic. As an elderly Rose lies in bed, her younger self reunites with Jack aboard the Titanic, sharing a kiss while their fellow passengers surround the staircase. For anyone in the audience barely containing their tears, the ensuing song is what unleashed the floodgates. My Heart Will Go On is every bit as epic and romantic as the film that inspired it. Ironically, director James Cameron initially didn't want a theme song for his picture because he feared it would come off as too commercial.
Every night in my dreams, I see you.
Likewise, singer Celine Dion wasn't sure if she had another Beauty and the Beast in her.
There's nothing I feel, and I know.
Composer James Horner was so adamant that he quietly worked on the song with lyricist Will Jennings.
My heart will go on.
Cameron eventually gave his blessing, and the rest is history.
My heart will go on.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Over the Rainbow from The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz is full of extravagant musical numbers.
We wish to welcome you to Munchkinland.
But its most beloved song feels surprisingly simple. There's no complex choreography or crowds. It's just a young girl on a farm singing about her desire to travel somewhere more colorful.
Somewhere
One day I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far.
But sometimes, the simplest songs are the most profound. Over the Rainbow brilliantly sets up Dorothy's story. Upon arriving in Oz, all she wants is to return home. It dawns on Dorothy how much she misses the comfort of Kansas, as well as those she left behind.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Her farm might not be as exciting as Oz, but it has a warmth that can't be topped. While Over the Rainbow speaks to our inner adventurer, its peaceful melody reminds us that there's no place like home.
Why can't I?
Which genre of movie do you think is the best fit for cult soundtrack cuts? Let us know in the comments. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.